Good evening, everyone. This is Ola, and you are back on the Combat Show. Quick recap of what happened on the card last night. Um, fantastic card. Very, very proud of our English contingents that was on the card. They all brought it, even the one that lost. All of them brought it. Every single one of those guys. Um, they came in. They came to fight. They came to show what what we're really about. And yeah, salute to everybody that's rolling in right now. Big up to you. Why not, my guy? Salute to you, my brother. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. We're trying to grow out here, and we can only do that with your help. You guys, thank you very much for all the support you showed so far as well. You guys have been incredible. Everybody that's watching on playback, you guys have been fantastic. So thank you very much. Just wanted to thank you guys, man. You guys are the best. So just gonna start with the card in the prelims. Mark Andre Barriot versus Doucha Champion. I mean, what can you say about that fight? That fight was craziness from start to bottom, really, from beginning to end. I thought Barriot came. Um, Look, the guy's got it's called Power Bar. Power Bar, that's his name. Like, the guy's got hands. He's got hands, and he's got a great chin, because Dolce Champion was throwing everything with hooks, everything with power. It was throwing it with ferocity. But Barrier came out on top, won by unanimous decision. Fantastic fight with those guys. Moving on up the card, we got Julian Erosa versus Charles Air Jordan. Now, Julian Erosa, I didn't have him to win this fight. I have to be honest. I didn't have him to win this fight. Um, Jordan 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 put some combinations together. They were both fighting each other. They both um it was a good contest between both of them. But there was, it came to a point where everything changed, and Erosa just started to connect a little bit more. We know what it's like with flying knees. They were both throwing flying knees. They were both doing some flashy stuff. But in the end, Erosa's ground game paid off. When they got into this nice little scramble, and before you know it, uh, Erosa just sinked in this Bravo choke, or you could call it a Dash choke. But yeah, fantastic effort from Erosa, and that got him his hands raised for that contest there. So well done to the brother. The next fight on the card was Jack Shaw versus Ludovic Sholinan. Ludovic Sholinan. Yes, that's his name. I I was doing my best there not to butcher the boy's name. But Erosa, Ludwig Sholinan, and Jack Shaw. I thought to myself, Jack Shaw was gonna probably wrap up the fight in the second round through submission. But Jack Shaw was one of those guys that is good on the ground. Is also good standing. He's a fantastic fighter standing up, and we know what he's capable of doing. Um, they call him Shomagomedov. It's the Welsh version of Khabib, and he knows his best attribute on top of finishing guys is controlling the fight. He knows how to control the fight on standing. He knows how to control the fight on the ground, and there's a proper well-rounded fighter, and he's one of those guys that's exception to the rules, because I heard on the commentary a lot of times yesterday that in England they don't have guys that are good on the ground. Look, there's a couple of guys that are exception to that rule, and we're going to touch on that later. But Jack Shaw is one of those guys, and I believe he's got a bright future ahead of him. He came in, he connected, he was leading the dance every time. He was in front. He stayed in front of Ludwig, and when the fight went to the ground, he got the better exchanges, the better scrambling, the better control, the better damages on the ground when it went down to the ground. So for me, Jack Shaw got a very, very bright future in front of him, and now extends his win streak to 4-fight win streak, and is now 15-0 in. He's now 15-0, in the division. So we'll see what happens with him next. The next fight on the card, we're gonna move up to Molly McCann. Molly McCann, what can you say about this girl on this very particular performance? On this performance in itself, what can you say about Molly Meatball McCann? She came to throw down, she came to fight, she came to conquer, and all of those things that I just mentioned, she did. She absolutely delivered. She, I mean, Kim stood in front of her. She took all the shots, and she gave as good as she got. But Molly McCann, too experienced, too strong, too ferocious in there, and in the end, look what it means to her to really put on a show in front of the crowds for the support that she was receiving while she was having a fight, and I thought she fought her heart out. Um, and she was emotional. That fight was so good. It wasn't just her, it was her and Kim. You got to put Kim's name in this as well, because it takes two to tango, and when you end up getting a fight of the night uh, bonus award, 50 grand to both of these ladies. They take 50 grand each home. It means both of these guys really gave it their all, and yeah, I love that fight. And I can't wait to see Molly McCann again. I can't wait to see what Kim is gonna do um, when she comes back. But this is not a bad loss for Kim. Kim is gonna be back stronger than ever. Um, and opening the main card, going on to the main card now, and opening the main card, uh, we have. Bear with me. Opening the main card, we have Paddy Pimblett, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett, fighting Luigi Vendramini. Luigi Vendramini, um, and boy, was that a fight! I mean, talking about talking about someone that had so much hype, had all the hype behind him, had all the story behind him. You know, it's it had a whole of England behind him. Everybody wanted to see what this guy was all about. Um, and Paddy the Baddy Pimlet did not disappoint. Yes, he got cracked a couple times. Yes, you know, he did. He predicted what was going to happen as well in the pre-fight conference. In the pre-fight conference, he predicted exactly what was going to happen. He said he was going to get Luigi Vendramini out of there within the first round, and he did that. But he had to get involved in a bit of a firefight to get the finish. And when you see the way that Paddy, I mean, look, he got a lot of he got some criticism from the commentary. He got some criticism from the commentary about how high he hangs his chin, and I would say it's a constructive criticism. I would say it's a constructive one. It's not one that is something he's going to need in the future, going in with some of the elite fighters. Once he start getting ranked and once he start fighting some of the better fighters on the roster, he's going to need to do something about that. But I mean, coming in there saying it was, he predicted he was going to get bonus as well, and that's exactly what happened. A lot of what this guy said he was going to do happened on the night. He got a performance of the night bonus, 50 G's. you know, means a lot to him. These guys come from, they come from Liverpool, England, and they all came to deliver. All of them came to deliver, and you can't say nothing about Paddy right now. Everything he said he was gonna do, he came in and done it. So fair play to him. I'm on the hype train. I've been on the hype train. Um, it really, really did come onto my radar when he turned down the second UFC contract, not the first one, but the second one. That's when it came onto my radar, and I've seen him on a couple of YouTube shows over here, and he's just one of those guys. He's one of those guys. You're either gonna love him or hate him, but I'm on that train early. And 55 is so wide open right now. With Khabib not being there because it was such a dominant figure and such a dominant champion in that division that to me is wide open, because I feel like the title is going to change hands a little bit. Not one champion is just going to hold it for a while, because there's such a plethora of savages, in that division. So he's going to have his work cut out. But for now, he announces himself in an emphatic fashion, and walks away with 50 G's on his debut. You can't complain about that. If there's any way that you wanna announce yourself in the UFC, that's how you do it. So hopefully, you know, some of these other guys that come into the spot, they can always deliver like that. Now moving on to the next fight. Let's move on to the next fight. This is Khalil Roundtree versus Modestas Bukauskas. Khalil in the first round came out like a house on fire. I mean, this brother, I've been on his train ever since I first set eye on him on Tough. That's where I first, found out about Khalil Roundtree Jr. Warhorse. This brother is always been about it, but he lost his way. He lost his way after beating Johnny Walker. I felt like beating Johnny Walker was going to be um, a new a new um, a new wave, a new wave for him. But it didn't quite happen like that. And for me, I just think you know he took time out to go to Thailand and sort out some of the tools in his box. And damn, the power shots he was throwing in the first round, he broke up Modesta's nose. Bukaka's nose was bent. It was bent out of shape. I mean, it was tagging it, and I thought it was going to get him out of there in the first round. That's how it really looked. But it settled down. Bukaka's got out of the first round, regrouped, and he started, sending some jabs of his own to start making um uh uh Roundtree think about what he's doing. You know, you got Roundtree thinking, and Roundtree came. He started coming with them kicks. He was throwing them kicks so bad as well. Some of them vicious kicks in the first round. His thigh, Bukaka's thigh was bleeding from the kicks. I mean, I was speaking to Dante while the fight was going on last night, and I was telling him how he took the time out to go to Thailand to get the training and sharpen his toolbox in this Muay Thai kicks and Muay Thai sort of techniques. And on the commentary, you could hear Bisping saying, "Yeah, you don't always throw. You got to mix it up a little bit. That's why you're mixed martial artist. You've got to use every weapon available." And then he threw the first oblique kick. He missed, but that was a warning shot for Bukauskas. And then a few moments later, he threw another one with bad intentions, at least to finish the fight. And soon as he landed, Herb Dean was straight in there calling the fight out, saying the fight was over. And Was it Harbin? Yeah, it was Harbin. It was straight in there, um, calling the fight out, stopping the fight, and saying, "Yep, the fight's over." The ACL, MCL, any L that's attached to Bukaska's knee was popped. It was gone. It was shot, and that's what Bukaska's. He ended up on the stretcher, and Khalil was gracious enough to go over and just see if it was all right and shout him out. So that was very, very nice to see from Khalil. But Khalil, he's been getting lit up on social media for throwing that kick. I do not understand it. I don't get it. That kick is part of the sport. Is legal to use in the sport. Until it's not legal, it's legal to use. So why is everybody trying to get at him for using that kick? I do not understand it. And even Bisping was saying in the post fight interview in the octagon that that's not how he wanted to finish the fight. That's absolutely how he wanted to finish the fight. I mean, Khalil's got a 9-5 record, and he knew if he lost this fight, there's a very, very good chance he was going to get caught. So he needed to do it by any means necessary, and he did it legally within the rules, within the sport. Very, very legal technique to use. So I didn't get what all the fuss was about. A lot of people were giving him stick. They were giving him, a lot of hard time for throwing something in my eyes and a lot of people's eyes that was legal within the rules of the engagement. And I don't understand it. It's baffled me today to see the amount of people that were calling for him and saying that was a bad win. It was a shit win. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? He won fair and square, and I don't think that win should be taken away from him. Now let's move on to the next fight, and that was Alex Morono versus David Zawada. Obviously, you can see on the screen that Alex Morono got his hands raised. It was a back and forth between Alex Morono and David Zawada. Alex Morono clearly got the better of him in all three rounds. I gave him 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 in every single round. I didn't even give Zawada a round. I thought Alex Morono controlled the whole fight. He was first to everything. He was landing more combinations, and he was landing more damaging shots to Zawada as well. So for me, very, very impressive showing from Alex Morono. The next one is Mr. Tom Aspinall, another guy from Liverpool that came to represent. Um, and Spivak, I thought was gonna give him so much more problems than what he posed. Spivak did not even give him, and I mean, I don't even think Tom got hit once. I don't think Tom Haspinall got. He didn't get hit once. Uh, he just went in there, did his thing, did his work, and showed everybody what he's really about. You know, and he knocked him out. And also another one that was very, very deserving. Um, that was very, very deserving of Performance of the Night award. That, the third English fighter on the night that's ended up with a bonus. They all came to get it. They all brought it. All of them, they brought it, and I was really, really impressed with Tom Aspinall's win. He doesn't want to jump up the rankings too fast. He said, "Look, if I'm 12, give me number 11. If I'm 13, give me number 12. I just want to start fighting guys that are ranked above me, one fight at a time." And eventually, it's a problem for the division. It's a problem for the division. And big shout out to the champion of that division, Mr. Francis Ngannou. Happy birthday to you, my brother. Yeah, you got a fight coming up in January 2022, and against his old teammate. But when you got hungry lions like Aspinall coming forward, he's got to look over his shoulder. He's got to look over his shoulder because there's a lot of hungry lions coming up in that division right now. Bam Bam is up in there as well, Tuivasa. So Cyril Gan. There's a lot of up and coming young, hungry guys that want to take that belt from Francis, and they will be targeting him. He better know that. And onto the main event. Um, we had Derek Brunson, and Darren Till. Big, big, big fight between these two. It was going to mean something for Brunson more than Till, I would say, because now Brunson feels like he's done enough to get a title, fight with first round, I thought, okay, Brunson said that it was happening very quick. Second round was kind of more insane, and third still from well Brunson got hold of him, shut from the down, the little scramble in there, still tried to throw him off him, and he ended up in the mount. Landing an elbows on him off the so that way for me, what I know, once still gave me back up like this, that was the end of it. So yeah. So once still got hold of him, that was the end of it. But good fight for Brunson. Great fight for Brunson. So yeah, other than that, good card, great card, and thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. Fantastic. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and join us on the next video.